Comics and Cosplay. I have a special guest, Marlene from I Likes Comics, as well, and we're just going to be hanging out and doing a quick just Q&A over various topics and talking about all things nerdy. So, hi Marlene, welcome. Thanks for being a part of this.
Hey, no problem.
So, for people that aren't familiar with your channel and all the things that you do, why don't you give them a brief description?
Sure. So I run a website called ilikecomics2.com, and I also run a YouTube channel and a Tumblr and all that stuff. It's all under I Like Comics 2. I primarily do videos about the community, about comic books and reviews and movies and fun geeky stuff that's coming out or is out already. I just like building a sense of community and interacting with other fans and learning more about comics, since even though I've been reading them for several years now, I'm still really new to everything, and there's no way I could probably ever catch up with the gazillion comics that exist out there. So it's just a fun way to interact with other people, and I have fun doing it.
Oh, that's awesome. How did you come up with the name I Like Comics too?
So this was back when I was in college, I think, when I first started the channel. I just decided out of the blue I needed a YouTube channel. I don't remember why, and I tried like a million different names and nothing worked. And at the time, I was really obsessed with comics, and I was like, I don't know. I like comics too. I never thought it was going to be like a thing. I literally just needed like a name for my YouTube channel so I could like and favorite other videos. And for some reason, it just stuck, and I started making videos from it, and I don't know.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
So that's great. So on top of making, YouTube videos and running the site, I was shown by our mutual friend John, that you do a lot of custom toy work and custom Funkos. So I guess tell us about that and how you got involved in that.
I don't know. I like Monies a lot, like Kid Robot and Monies and things. They've been coming out with a lot of cool Marvel merchandise in collaboration with Kid Robot, and I like that they've been coming out with a lot of Funko stuff too, but I figured there weren't enough characters, so I thought I'd try my hand at customizing some, and I started painting action figures and just practicing with acrylic paints, and then I customized a Dark Phoenix Funko into Captain Marvel, and people really seemed to like that for some reason.
Yeah.
So I started selling them, and now I can't keep up with the demand because I don't have time to keep painting them, so I feel really bad. But it's really fun. I find it really relaxing. I'm working on a little Groot sculpture in a teapot. Not a teapot, a flower pot now.
Uh-oh. So. The demand is going to be out of control.
Fingers crossed. Fingers crossed. I can use the cash.
Oh, boy. Look out, people. And I'll definitely put up some pictures so people can see some of your work and some of the Funkos you've made.
Awesome.
But yeah, they've definitely been really popular. And especially since Funko doesn't make every character. There's no Magneto.
Yeah.
There's no Cyclops. I don't know what they're waiting for if those are going to be limited editions.
I'm sure they'll come out with them eventually. I mean, I hope so, because there's a lot of good characters, like you said, that they haven't come out with. But in the meantime, I'll just make them myself.
Yeah. So, so then, I mean, obviously, our channel is Comics and Cosplay, so we have to talk to you about some of your cosplay. And I think you might be the primary go-to person for Blue Beetle Cosplay that I know of, because he's a pretty rare character, and then a lot of people don't cosplay him that much. So talk to us about I guess why you chose Blue Beetle, why that's your character, and then the putting together the costume.
All right. So I've actually seen some really good Blue Beetles in my day, which is
okay.
Not to say much, but just FYI, they are out there. I actually fell in love with Ted Kord, the second Blue Beetle from Justice League International, because he's just a really funny character. He's kind of like Batman in the sense that he doesn't have superpowers. He's just really, really smart, but he's not super gloomy like Batman. So it's kind of a fun. He's super immature. It's just he was a really fun character. I was really sad when they killed him off and then erased him from existence when they rebooted the DC universe. Although they're bringing him back now, I think. So then the mantle from him passed on to Jaime Reyes, and I wasn't super into him at first, but I started reading his comics, and I was like, hey, this is a Latino character like me. He speaks Spanish like me. He's cool and has friends and is a total normal dude, except he's got an alien thing strapped to his back. This is awesome. So I thought he was a really endearing character. He has like a really strong moral center, and he really cares about other people, and is always willing to sacrifice himself for the greater good. But he also brings like that real comic relief, like in Young
Yeah.
Justice, the show. He's always really funny and a little spacey. And at the time when I was designing his costume, I didn't see a lot of other Blue Beetle cosplayers. This was before Young Justice's heyday.
Right.
So I figured, why not? And I realized that there's no way I could ever pull off like the legit armor that he has. So I just designed like a spandex like dress version of his costume. And my friend Stephanie, who's an amazing seamstress, and she's just fantastic with crafting stuff. She actually made the costume for me because I can't sew to save my life. So I designed it and gave it to her, and she made it, and it worked out. And I added like a little bow and things, and people seem to really dig it. So.
And that's awesome. And yeah, I'll have a picture up for people to see right now, so you can see it, because you just recently did a photo shoot. With,
that was actually last year, and I just got the pictures up now. But that was from New York Comic Con last year. And I'm hoping to wear it again this New York Comic Con if I can, with like an updated. I'm gonna make like a blaster for my hand. So.
Oh, okay, nice. Gives people something to look forward to. Did you get tickets to New York Comic Con? Are you going as press, or did you buy?
See, I tried to go as press. It didn't quite work out. New York Comic Con has gotten like really stingy with press tickets in the last 2 years. But I think if the panels that I've been invited to go through, then I will be able to go. And I have like a surprise new costume that I'm having made that I'm really excited about. That's like the complete opposite of Blue Beetle. So.
Oh, okay. I'm excited to see what, what comes out from that. So look, I guess, obviously since you run I Like Comics, and this is Comics and Cosplay, let's talk about comics. So what are you currently reading or enjoying, or?
So right now I'm binge reading Bendis's Guardians of the Galaxy run.
Oh, okay.
I actually have to write a review about issue 17 tomorrow, so I kind of have to catch up with all the issues. But it's pretty good so far. I'm enjoying it. I read DNA's run of Guardians of the Galaxy, and I loved it before I watched the movie.
You're perfect. Because no one I know, you're the first person I've met that's read the DNA run and has read Bendis's run.
Yeah.
Most people have read one or the other. So what do you think in comparing the two?
They are really different.
Right.
I kind of like DNA's run just because, I don't know, some of Bendis's, I haven't read all of it, I'm only a few issues in, but it feels a little bit forced, like the team dynamic. It doesn't feel quite like that same organic, like really witty banter like from DNA stuff. And I feel like,
completely agree.
Yeah.
Like, no one gets that, because it's like, that was so funny and goofy, and it was kind of making fun of itself all the time.
Yeah, exactly. But I mean, it still had some really good scenes, and like the characters were definitely fleshed out in DNA's run. Yeah. And I mean, I enjoy Bendis' stuff. It's not bad. It's just different, and I think I probably prefer DNA stuff.
Yeah, and I was really glad. I felt like, well, I guess we might as well, since we're talking Guardians. I really liked the way they portrayed Rocket and Groot in the movie, because it felt a lot like DNA's run compared to Bendis' run, which is too serious of a Rocket and Groot, in my opinion.
Yeah.
Compared to that one.
Although Rocket does have some really good lines with Tony Stark, because he kind of rims on him a lot. But you're right. Overall, it's pretty serious, and I mean, Guardians the movie, you can tell how amazingly cheesy it is. Like, there's that element of just ridiculousness that you have to implement when you're doing Guardian stuff.
Yeah, so I'm glad they went that route with Rocket and Groot. I mean, I think they kind of steal that movie.
Oh, for sure. For sure.
Which is funny, because they're not real people. It's just CGI animations. But
yeah, but the voice actors did really good.
Oh, yeah, definitely.
They did a good
job. How did you feel about the movie? Did you think it's better than Avengers, like some people are saying, or where does it rank in your Marvel movie list?
I feel like I have to watch it again before I make like a definitive decision.
Okay.
But at this point, I want to say I might have liked it better than Avengers.
Wow, okay.
Like, I love Avengers, but there was something just really charming about Guardians of the Galaxy just because it's so different from the formula of other like superhero movies. And like you said, just like in DNA's run, it kind of makes fun of itself, which is like really refreshing to see in a superhero movie. So it's
No,
not really
definitely.
a superhero movie, is it? It's kind of just
It's more like a comedy movie that has some action scenes in it. It's like a really expensive comedy movie.
Yeah, exactly. But I loved it. I thought it was great.
Yeah, I'm gonna have to check out the box office and see how it does, because I think the real test will be next weekend though, because Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles comes out, and so
What are you thinking about that? Are you gonna go see that?
Yeah, I'm gonna go see it. Well, okay, so I've had well, I'm in a weird situation because my thing is I never watch trailers for movies. I just
Okay.
always try to go as cold as possible, so like my expectations aren't created. And so I haven't seen anything from Ninja Turtles. But from the press stuff I hear, like, people were like really against it for a long time. And then once they started showing these trailers, I've heard a lot of people say that they're more into the movie now. So I don't know. I got to go see. I got to see what it's about, you know, because I think they're trying to take away the silliness that was Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles and make it more of a serious thing. So I don't know if that'll work or.
Yeah, that was kind of my experience too, because back in February, I think, when I went to Toy Fair, they had the action figures from the movie, so we actually got like the first real look at what the designs were for the turtles. And I was like, this is weird. They're like super brolic. Like, this is unreal. Like, they should not look this beefy. But and I was super against it. I was like, this looks dumb and serious or whatever. But I saw the trailers, like you said, and I was like, it still looks really bad, but I'm probably gonna go see it anyway.
Yeah, I mean, you can't be an 80s kid and not go see the Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles movie because, like, that was the king of things for, like,
Yeah.
so long. So I gotta go see it. But yeah. So back in the comics, you're running through Bendis's run.
Yeah.
Anything else? Well, are you more of a Marvel or a DC reader or got
I'm
balance?
definitely more of a Marvel, and I'm not just saying that because, you know, I interned there or whatever and I have that loyalty. I legitimately, like, lately I've been trying to read more DC books
Right.
to expand my horizons or whatever, and I can't get into them. Like, I
Yeah.
think they're so bad. I tried to read the new Suicide Squad. I read the first issue and I was like, this is a piece of crap. Like, I don't care about
It
any of
was.
these characters. This is
Uh,
awful.
I'm gonna do a video that's like the 5 good DC books you should read, because I think
Yeah.
you do have to hunt. You can't just pick up anything. I think the Batman Eternal, which is their weekly series, which is kind of intense, that's actually really good. What was the other one on there that I really like? Now I'm just drawing a blank, of course. I actually like Justice League. I know a lot of people don't like the main Justice League, but I find it entertaining. I didn't like Villains Month or whatever that was. That
Yeah.
wasn't good, but other than that, I've liked the run
I
for
should
the most.
catch up with those. I haven't read like a legit Batman title. Like, I've just kind of been reading the offshoots. Maybe that's why I'm not like
Yeah.
appreciating the stories as much. I read the stuff with Joker's daughter and I was like, what is this? I don't care about
Yeah.
any of this.
I don't really care for that. I tell you what was really good though, the Grant Morrison stuff, like at the very beginning of the New 52 when Damian was still around. That was
Okay.
really good. What was that? Batman Incorporated. That was
Yeah,
really
I heard good things about that actually. Yeah. And I
good.
have to say Animal Man was really good. I did read Animal Man and that was
Yeah.
fantastic.
Yeah.
So I
Anime.
have to give DC that.
Yeah. So those are some of the good ones. All right. So what else are you reading at Marvel?
I've been trying to catch up with Captain Marvel, Miss Marvel with Kamala Khan. I just like that Marvel's trying like all this new stuff,
Hmm.
and I'm really happy that it's working out and that it's selling so well because it kind of encourages other companies to maybe think that they can take those risks and start new titles that are maybe unconventional to their core audience.
Right.
But I like all those little offshoot titles and unconventional stuff. So Captain Marvel, Miss Marvel. I'm catching up on Guardians now. I don't tend to read the main titles like Avengers or whatever, just because I guess I'm tired. I'm like burnt out of
Yeah.
that stuff already. But I need to catch up on a lot of other books also. Nightcrawler I was reading because he's one of my favorite characters, and I was really
Oh,
happy that he came back.
Nice. Well, seeing as how you're kind of tired with a lot of the big, big Marvel superhero books, do you read any of like the other publishers like Dark Horse or Image or
I
what else?
do on occasion, yeah. I'm trying to pick up more. I'm a really big fan of Sex Criminals. That's one of my favorite books.
That book is really good. It kind
It,
of came out of nowhere.
yeah, and it's won so many awards and everything. I'm so happy. It's just so amazing. If you're not 18, by the way, don't
Yeah,
don't
yeah,
read
yeah. Warning, if you're not 18, don't read that book.
don't read Sex Criminals. I really want to read Rat Queens because I've heard really great things about that. And Saga, I really want to read because everybody keeps talking about Saga.
Yeah, I would recommend both of those books. They're both really good. We got to meet the creators of Rat Queens a few weeks ago. They were here in New York City.
Oh,
They did
nice.
they did a burlesque show for Rat Queens. So
Oh,
it
what?
was like the authors were there and they put on this whole show and they did a giant signing. We did a video for our interview, so I'll post a link to it for people that want to go check that out. But no, those guys are super nice and like really funny. So you
That's
should definitely read Rat
awesome.
Queens.
Yeah, I definitely will.
So and then I guess maybe in kind of comic news, so to speak, did you have any thoughts, I guess, on the new what's it called? The new Thor or Captain America or new Batgirl?
Oh, I
Any of
have
that
lots of
stuff?
thoughts about everything. So Thor, I still don't really. I don't think anybody really understands what's going to happen until the book comes out
Right.
because they're just really vague about saying that a woman's going to take the mantle of Thor. But she looks awesome.
Yep.
The pictures that they've released, she looks super capable of kicking anybody's ass. So I'm totally fine with it. I'm a little bit confused as to what's going to happen with the actual name Thor because if she's taking the name, like
Yeah.
what is like old Thor going to be called? Like,
See, that's the
yeah.
one thing I think they could have done a better job of like maybe explaining because like people were like, oh, don't call her female Thor or girl Thor, but then people were like, but how do I make that distinction of which Thor
Yeah,
I'm talking about? Because that was Thor's name. I mean, for the most part, I thought that was his real name, not a title.
exactly. That's what people have been complaining about. It's not like Captain America where you take on the mantle of Captain America, but you still have like your own name, and Steve
Right.
Rogers is still Steve Rogers. It's like Thor. What do you become then? Like, but I mean, I don't know. It might be a good explanation, and it might all work out. I guess I'll just have to see when the book comes out.
Right. Yeah, definitely. I'm curious to see where they go with that and the spin out of
Yeah,
that.
I am really excited about Captain America though, because I think that was an amazing decision. I'm not like I haven't caught up, so I don't really know what's happening except that Steve Rogers is like super old and weak now.
Yeah, I'm not reading that book either. Like I tried when they did the Marvel Now relaunch, but like I just like I'm not a huge Captain America fan, so like it couldn't keep my interest for very long, and so
Yeah,
now I need to figure out need to go to Wikipedia and figure out what's going on.
what's happening?
Yeah.
But I'm excited about Captain America. I'm excited about Thor. What was the other one?
Oh, the new Batgirl design and the relaunch of Batgirl basically living in Williamsburg. So
Yeah,
close to home for us.
very appropriate for like a young woman. It's pretty much. I feel like everybody I know lives in Brooklyn.
Yeah.
Every like young woman I know lives in Brooklyn, so I feel like that's very appropriate. But her redesign is awesome. I think they did a fantastic job with it. It looks way more practical and easier to fight in than like a one-piece spandex outfit. I mean, as somebody who's been in a one-piece spandex outfit,
Speak from
not that
personal
it's
experience.
super uncomfortable, but it gets really hot. And I mean, she's wearing a leather jacket, so it's not like it's going to be that much cooler, but it'll probably be a little bit more comfortable with like actual pants and stuff. So
Definitely. Um, so I know last week was San Diego Comic-Con, or as I was calling it, Trailer Con, because so many trailers for everything. Uh, was there any stories or news that came out of that caught your eye, or things that are
sure, I
coming up that
mean,
you're excited for?
everybody's been talking about the new Wonder Woman image, and
Yep.
everybody has their opinions on it. And I personally think she looks totally fine. My only complaint is that she's wearing heels. I don't understand why she needs to wear heels.
I never noticed that. I didn't even look that far down because I was just like, oh, okay, this is
It
what they're
just
doing.
feels like it might be a little hard to balance a sword in heels, but she's probably a lot shorter than the other two actors, so maybe they're just trying to make her seem
Um,
taller,
that's a
which
good
would
point.
make
I never thought of
sense.
that. Yeah.
Yeah. But she looks fine otherwise. I know people are really upset that the picture doesn't really show the color of her outfit, like the real colors.
That's what I said, but I was just like, but that's probably, they set this image to be released like that, so I'm like, it's gonna look different in the movie, so might be
Exactly.
my gripe right now.
When we see the actual image and we can see the actual colors, then I'll make a judgment call. But for now, it looks okay. It looks like armor, so it's totally
Yeah.
fine. The Batman Superman teaser that was released, I didn't think I was gonna be excited about it, but I kind of
Yeah.
am because The Dark Knight Returns is obviously a big deal,
Right.
and the fact that they're kind of taking actual like inspiration, because I know that it was obvious that they were taking inspiration from Miller's Run just because of the short ears and like the fat logo and just
Right.
the aesthetic of it. But the fact that you see him now in like the bat armor and he's actually going to fight Superman means that they're really taking that to heart. So I'm really excited about what they're going to do with that and how they're going to like figure it out, because obviously Bruce Wayne is not like an old man, so I don't know really how they're going to do it.
Yeah, it seems kind of weird that they're starting at that point because that's like with an old Batman
Yeah.
versus a young one, and then I mean I get the impression that they want to grow this into a Justice League movie, but is he gonna always be old even? Or are they gonna try to pass? I don't know. It
I'm
just
not
seems like a
sure.
weird starting point to have the Justice League formed with old Batman, but I don't know.
Yeah. And then the Age of Ultron teaser was released, which there's no way, like, it's Marvel and Disney have somehow managed to wipe it from like the internet's existence.
Yeah,
So it's impossible to see right now, which is totally fair because copyright and all that stuff. But I'm really anxious because I hear the people who saw it were like flipping out, and the
right,
audio has been released, and I haven't listened to anything because I'm like, I don't want to know anything until I can actually see
right.
and watch the actual teaser. But I heard it was really great. I heard Ultron is super scary, and I'm actually really excited for it because it seems like it might be a pretty decent film.
Nice. Yeah, I don't understand. I mean, I don't know if that's to just build hype by keeping it away from people, but why like show it at Comic-Con and then be like, well, no one else gets to see it?
I guess they just want to make it exclusive and make the people who brave the Hall H line feel like, you know,
They
braving the
got
Hall
some.
H line, yeah, was worth it for at least a little while. They said it's going to be a long time before everybody else gets to see it, so.
Okay. Yeah, I hadn't really paid much attention just because, like I was saying, I don't care to
Yeah.
see trailers that much, but that's interesting. I'm curious to see.
And
Uh,
also, a picture of the Thing from the new Fantastic Four movie has been circulating,
yeah,
which looks really different than anything I was expecting. So I'm kind of excited to see that too.
yeah, I think that looks good actually. I was shocked at how well it looked.
Yeah,
I'm curious, will that be like the model or a stand-in? But if they're going that direction, I think it looks good.
yeah, it does look good. It's definitely a lot better than the previous Fantastic Four movies. Weird orange
Yeah.
thing. Yeah.
Yeah, yeah. We won't go there. Let's see. And then, well, I guess, TV shows. I know we've got. Do you watch any of the comic TV shows like Arrow or Agents of Shield?
I I did. I have started watching Arrow. I'm up to the second season. I'm kind of slowly catching up. I think it's really good. There are parts where I'm like, what is happening? Just because I don't like the kind of forced romance kind of thing that they did. But I
Yeah.
heard that they kind of get over that as the seasons progress. So hopefully that'll get better for me. And I started watching Agents of Shield. I watched a good bit of it, but I couldn't get into it. I just thought it was kind of boring. But I heard that after The Winter Soldier came out, it got a lot better. So I might pick that up again and start watching.
Yeah, I heard that too. I just haven't made the commitment to go back and kind of figure out what was going on. Maybe if it
Yeah,
goes on Netflix, I will, but yeah, I haven't had that motivation. But I am more excited because I hear it got better, and then they're adding Lucy Lawless next season, I hear. So that's the bigger push for me to go and see because I've been a
yeah, for
big Lucy
sure.
Lawless fan. So
She's
we'll
great.
see. We'll see. And then we got Gotham and The Flash coming out this year.
Yeah, and Daredevil's coming out not too far away.
Oh yeah, the Daredevil was it Daredevil, Spider-Woman, Luke Cage, and Iron Fist Netflix miniseries.
Yeah. And the fun thing is that a lot of these shows are filming here in New York. So I
Yeah,
keep hearing people saying that they've like passed by the sets of like Gotham and Daredevil and stuff, and I'm like, oh, how come you didn't tell me so I could go like see what's happening?
we'll see.
Gotham looks good though.
At New York Special Edition, where we first met, there was a casting director there actually, and she was going around picking up people and giving them her card to go for the
No
casting call.
way!
Yeah, a couple of my friends, my partner Nell that I do the channel with, she was picked and like she went to the casting call. I don't know what
That's
came of it so
awesome.
far, but yeah, I know a lot of people from the con were invited to that.
She looked amazing, so best of luck to her. I hope she makes it on the show.
Yeah, I hope so too. And yeah, you were right because they are filming. So I live in Astoria, and there's a huge film studio here called Kaufman Studios, and it's like literally across the street from where I live. And I think that's
Nice.
where they're shooting Daredevil, like all the Netflix uses that studio to shoot all their what do you call them? Their exclusive channels and shows. So like Orange is the New Black is shot in my neighborhood all the time.
Get out of here!
Yeah, so I
That's
think
so cool.
I haven't seen anything yet, but I think more as more time goes on, we're gonna start seeing them shoot more of the Marvel stuff here.
That's really cool. I'm pretty excited about it. Gotham looks like it'll be really good. I'm a really big fan. I don't remember the kid's name, but the kid who's gonna play Bruce was in another show called Touched,
Oh, okay.
and he did a really, really good job. Like super good. He played kind of like I don't know if he was autistic, but definitely there was something different about him, and he was really good at getting into character and playing that really stoic face kind of
Yeah.
character. So I think he'll do really well.
Okay. Cool. Yeah. No, I haven't really seen much about Gotham, but I'm curious to see what it's gonna be like because I think that's a weird time period to do like young Bruce Wayne and then
Yeah,
all the villains kind of there and Gordon, but we'll see.
might work out.
So, I mean, I think that's about it. What's your next con you're going to be at so people can see you and learn more about the show and hopefully see you in this new Blue Beetle and Secret cosplay?
So the next convention that I'm actually going to be at is PAX, but I'm not going in cosplay there. It's going to be in Seattle at the end of August, early September. So if for some reason Seattle people are going to be there and want to say hi, please feel free to stop me and say hi, but I'm just going to be casual stuff. I've never been to a video game convention before, pretty excited. And then the next convention where I'll actually be in cosplay and stuff will be New York Comic Con in October, hopefully, fingers crossed. And I'll be in a Blue Beetle, updated Blue Beetle, and my secret new cosplay, which I'll give you a hint. It has something to do with fire, but that's
Okay.
all I'm gonna say.
All right.
It's gonna
Sounds
be
good.
really good. I promise.
Sounds good. I'm very excited. So, like, I won't see you at PAX because I'll be in Atlanta for Dragon Con then, but I hope that's fun. I've never been to the PAX cons, but people love them. They go.
Yeah, I'm pretty excited.
Yeah, but we'll definitely have to do a follow-up interview so we can show people what the costume is that's revealed, as well as your Blue
Yes,
Beetle.
sounds good.
Well, thanks again so much for joining me, and tell people about your channel and how to reach you again, just in case.
Yeah, my website is ilikecomics2.com, but you can also go to ilikecomics2.tumblr.com, and all my videos are on youtube.com/ilikecomics2. That's TOO instead of the number 2.
Awesome. All right. Well, as always, guys, we appreciate you watching. Don't forget to like and subscribe for more of these interview videos, and check out Marlene's great YouTube videos over on Comics and Cosplay. I'm your host, Ian, from Saturday Morning Cosplay, and as always, I'll see you guys on the con floor. Bye.
Yeah!